Hey guys, how's it going? And today I want to talk to you about a movie that has been so impactful that even after watching it more than a year ago, I remember almost every detail of it. And this movie is called Circle. It's an indie movie and it's available on Netflix. And in this video, I'll be telling you about this movie and why you should absolutely watch this and support this movie. Just like its name, Circle, the movie is also very simple in its premise. The entire movie takes place only in one setting and it's a dark room which is supposedly from inside a UFO. So the movie begins with about 20 or 30 people waking up from seemingly being unconscious, and when they wake up they find themselves inside this dark room, and these people realize that each person has been given a red circle and they have to stand inside this circle. Whoever tries to leave this circle without permission is instantly killed. And there is, the way they die, there is absolutely no blood or gore or anything, but somehow this ambiguity of where they are or who is doing this to them just creates an absolute sense of terror. Of course there's a human nature to be afraid of the unknown, and this movie just takes advantage of that so beautifully and so amazingly that even after watching it you can feel the impact of it on your mind after a long time. These people are very diverse in all types of way. There are old people and young people, men, women, white people, people of color, all types of people from all walks of life. And there is one kid who is about 13 or 14 years of age. I'm not very good at guessing kids' ages, but she looks about 12, 13 or something. So people, they quickly realize that after a few minutes it's like a hot potato type of situation where after a while a buzzer just goes off and it goes around lighting up everyone's circle, and in the end whoever circle remains lit after going around for a while, wherever it stops, that person is instantly killed. And this just goes on after every 3 or 4 minutes. So they quickly realize this, and then they realize that if someone volunteers to step out of their circle before the buzzer goes off, then in that round the rest of the people will live and the buzzer won't kill another person. So now this gives rise to a discussion as to who should be the volunteer to go. So in when they begin arguing about whose life, now there's a question of whose life is more important and worth saving. There's a pregnant lady and there's a kid. These two people obviously takes preference. Everyone thinks that these two are the most vulnerable people of the society, so they should be protected at first. And then they begin questioning that the old people should be volunteering first, because they're arguing for that is they have lived most of their lives, so they should give up their lives for younger people. And of course a lot of people, old people, have a problem with that. So these kinds of complex reasoning just comes up in people's mind in the face of this danger where they have to survive. Their survivalist tendencies just spring up, and with this tendency their prejudices also come up, which they may not have shown all their life if not for this kind of very specific situation. So that's like at one point there is this Spanish person who does not speak English or understand it. So one person argues that he doesn't even understand what we are going through here right now. He doesn't even understand English and our discussion, so he should be the one to go, because the rest of us can discuss afterwards and give our logic behind it. So some people are very much against it, that just because he does not understand English does not mean that he has to die now and we can decide it for him and we can't even tell him that this is why we are doing it. So these are the types of questions. And there are some good people as well, willingly give up their place for other people, because these are the kinds of people who usually are of this sacrificial nature, sacrificing oneself for the betterment of society or just even their loved ones. These are the people with giving nature. So these kinds of people come up first and just give themselves up and they die. So eventually, and the whole movie is just this discussion, and this discussion is really important and interesting to watch, that how this tendency to survive, the survival instinct is so strong that we can forget all our learnings, and whatever we think we have internalized in ourselves, whatever good things can just be washed away simply by our urge to just keep living on. And this movie just shows this discussion in such an interesting and chilling and very effective way that even after the movie is done, you can continue to think about it, or it even makes you question yourself that what would you have done if you were in that situation. Would you have given up your life for someone, or would you have fought for or just cheated your way out of it? Now I'm not going to explain how the movie ends because that I would not spoil it for you. That's also a very interesting and a plot twist, and something unforeseen happened. But yeah, this movie really makes you question about what you think you are and what you think you believe, but this may not be. You can just turn into a completely different person if it came to your life, it came to the question of your life. So I think this movie really does it well in a very insidious and chilling way. Even the way they just keep on dying, you know it's coming, you know someone's about to die, but every time it happens, it just leaves you shocked and terrified of it. Because of course there are a lot of movies in the horror genre that rely on shock value of blood and guts just falling out, and of course everyone is going to feel disgusted at it. And I don't know, I think people feel more disgusted than afraid of such things, and to me it just comes off it as really lazy and cheap horror. And I don't even enjoy watching these types of movies so much. The ones that rely on gore and graphic violent details, I avoid those kinds of movies. For example, Evil Dead or Wrong Turn, these kinds of movies, they are very popular, and of course if you enjoy it, that's fine. But I have avoided these types of movies. Of course, if there is some graphic details in a movie, where graphicness of these things is a byproduct of, I don't really have a problem watching it. I can watch it, not disturbed to a point of dysfunction, but still I would rather not watch it. So the fact that this movie Circle is so simplistic in its way, yet it just drives the point home so well, is really commendable. And I think for this reason alone, you should give this a try, and I can assure you are going to have a good time, because the discussion is very engaging and very interesting to see what kind of reasons they can give while choosing who should live and who should die. It really is a question of how our society values each person's life based on who they are and where they come from and whatever their background is. And in this kind of difficult situation, this veil of pretending to be a good and woke person comes off, and it all just comes down, how do you see a person regarding depending on their background. So it's a very interesting discussion of our society, and it's a really interesting social commentary. It's very engaging, and the fact that the whole movie just takes place in one setting only, and just the simplicity of it is the most beautiful thing about it. And it's really interesting to see how even after more than 1 hour, you cannot feel bored, and the discussion just goes on in this dark room where there are these bunch of circles. All they ever do is talk, these people, different types of people, and their discussion is what holds the foundation of this movie. So in conclusion, really highly recommended. Please support this movie. It is an amazing thing. It's really a masterpiece, and it's available on Netflix. It has been there for a while, so I'm not sure if it's gone in some countries or even if it's not available, but you have to find a legitimate way of watching this movie. If it's available on any other streaming service, please do watch it. That's it for this video, guys. Let me know, guys, please watch this movie and let me know what you think of it. And about the featured artists, I have decided to postpone featuring the artist until I have some more following, because right now I think it's not really helping anyone. And then when I send the people these videos about how I have featured them, most of the time they don't realize that they're actually being featured. Sometimes maybe they think it's a spam link, or they just don't reply as to why they're getting it, even though I just choose them from my followers. But still they don't really respond, so I don't want them to feel like I took their art without their permission. So I am postponing the artist feature for a further time. I will bring it back, of course, because I really do want to help smaller artists get discovered and keep helping the art community in some way. So they will be back, but after some time when I have some more following. So until then, just keep supporting artists, support them in any way you want, watch their videos, like their posts, comment on their posts. And I share a bunch of ways that you can support artists on Instagram, or in my Instagram stories I share a lot of ways. Be supportive guys, be positive. And that's it for this video. Watch the movie and let me know what you think of it in the comments, or if you've already watched it, let me know what you think of it or how you interpreted the movie. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. And please like this video, please subscribe, because I post videos every week around the same time. Commissions are open and I have opened a coffee goal, so please check it out, because my computer is 5 years old and it can die at any moment, and then I will not be able to make art or videos at all. So if you guys are in need of commissions, or if you just want to support me, please do check out the link. It will be in the description. And if you support me without asking for commission, you will still get a thank you sketch of your favorite artists. Or if you need any commissions of your favorite characters or OCs or anything, please on Twitter or on Instagram. I'm available on all social medias all the time. So please do consider supporting me guys. I really need it, and I'll really appreciate it. And that's it for this video guys. Bye.